So quite a while ago I watched a video by Nathaniel Drew, and that was a video about how he tracked his time for a whole week. I really enjoyed this concept and wanted to give it a try myself, but I hadn't really gotten around to it for quite a while. So in this video I want to share with you what I found after doing this challenge, tracking every minute of every single day for an entire week. I also want to cover why this is actually a good thing to do. As you'll soon see in day one of this challenge, I actually read an article about explaining what Peter Drucker says about tracking your time and why it's actually a good idea. I also only ended up filming for 3 of the 7 days I was doing this challenge, so sorry about that, but before we get into the first day, let's look at how I actually did this. So the first step I took to tracking my time for a week is I picked my tool. Now you can either use an Excel spreadsheet or something like that, or you can use an app. I chose to go with an app and I went with Toggl because it looked really nice and it syncs well with my phone and Chrome on my laptop. Once I'd chosen my application, I went and created some categories. Now if you're going to go with Toggl, then I would definitely suggest to use projects for these categories, because otherwise if you use tags then you can't color code them and you can't see how much time has gone towards each at the end of each week. And the last step, well, it's not really a step, it's something you do each time you start a new thing, and that is you hit the green play button and add in what task you're doing and what project or category in your life it is related to. So it's not really that hard to do, it only takes a few minutes to set up, and the only thing that takes time is actually putting in each entry each time you start something new. Anyway, so apart from that, let's get into day one. So it's Saturday, and yeah, the first day of tracking for a whole week. It's been pretty simple, like it's not that hard, especially with this Toggl app. It syncs really well with my computer and phone, just between Chrome and the app. It just works really well. I also spent a bit more time reading this morning because I was a bit more conscious of my time when I was tracking it, and I was reading an article not by Peter Drucker, but about him and what he says about time management and tracking your time. He talks about how human beings aren't that good at estimating how much time has to go towards a task and how much time went towards a task. This is why it's such a good idea to actually track your time, because you become more aware of how much time it actually takes to do specific things. And he also goes on to say that we should do it not only once in a lifetime, it should be like at least once per year, maybe even 2 or 3 times. And this is because you're not always as productive as you were last time you tracked it or the first time you tracked your time, because life changes and different things come up. So tracking your time for a week, like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, is a great idea because you get more of an understanding of what your time actually looks like and how you can schedule your day better. Anyway, that's it for Saturday. I'm not going to do much for today because, well, usually I just rest on Saturday, and yeah, let's keep going with it. Now before I go on to the next day of this challenge, I want to point out that there are actually 2 different types of time tracking. There's manual and automatic. Manual time tracking is what I'm doing in this challenge. Now it is a lot harder because you actually have to enter in everything you do whenever you start something new, but it's much more accurate than automatic time tracking because you're actually putting in everything you do. Now, automatic time tracking is much easier than manual time tracking, and this is because once you've put in the effort to set the application up, you don't have to do anything at all. I've chosen to use an app called Rescue Time. Quite a lot of people use it, and what it does is it tracks every application you use on your computer or your phone, and then at the end of each week sends you an email of what applications you've used and how productive you've been during the week. So like I said, I would definitely suggest to get Toggl or some other application that involves manual time tracking and tracking your time at least once or twice each year for a whole week. This is basically going to give you an overview of how much time goes towards each area in your life, and so then you can become a bit more conscious of what you're actually doing. But I'd also suggest to get some sort of automatic time tracker, because then you get an overview of what you're actually doing on your phone and your laptop, so then you can better organize your applications and only keep the applications that you really need. Okay, so I've been tracking for 1 day now. It's Sunday at the moment, and I'm kind of getting sick of it. Constantly having to enter in what I am doing and then stopping it when I've finished it is getting really frustrating, but I think I'm going to benefit from it, from what I've read yesterday and what I continue to learn about it. If you don't have it as accurate and you want to have more of an automated system, you can go with an app called Rescue Time that I'm actually using, and I've been using it for like months and months now. And what Rescue Time basically does is it tracks what you're doing on your laptop or your phone, and I think I explained it in my last video. It's a great app if you use your computer most of the day and you just want to track what you do on there. Anyway, I've been having like later nights than usual, so I'm a bit tired, but soon we are going to go out and take a walk to take some nice B-roll. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Okay, so it is Monday evening. I was planning on taking part of the video today, but I haven't really got around to it until now, and I haven't actually got anything planned to say for today. Usually I just like write a little rough outline, but yeah. Today was quite an unproductive day compared to other days. I still got a few things done, but I just didn't feel as productive today. And yeah, so I hope to improve tomorrow. It's interesting actually looking at the statistics on the Toggl app at the end of each day and seeing where my time actually went, and quite a lot of the time I spent way more time on entertainment than I think I do, like watching YouTube and stuff. So I'm going to try to down that a bit and do a bit more productive work, and I guess spend less time distracted and just thinking of what to do. Because I think the key is to actually get clear on what is important and what you need to do and prioritize the right way. Because I find that a lot of the time, if I don't prioritize and actually schedule out my day clearly and simply, that's when I can't think, and that's when I get distracted. I think clarity is the key to being more productive, and yeah, so I'm just going to try to implement a bit more clarity into my life, and yeah, let's see you in the next entry of this kind of journal thing. Also, what do you think of this background here? It's gotten yellow because the sun just set. Let me actually turn that off. So it actually changes. Oops, focus is on. It changes depending on what time of day it is. It's a really cool app. But yeah, anyway, I've got to go. See ya next time. Yeah. Okay, so before we wrap this video up, I thought I'd show you my statistics for my week of tracking in the Toggl app. And yeah, so I didn't actually track my sleep, which I probably should have done, and I probably will do that next time I track my time. Yeah, with that aside, let's get into the app. Okay, so the way we have the Toggl app set up is you have the timer, and this is where you hit the green play button and you add what you're going to do. Then you have your reports tab, which is what we're going to look at soon, and then you have the calendar, which is basically everything you did and just in calendar form. And you can also hook it up to your like Google Calendar or Outlook Calendar or whatever, and it will display that next to what you actually did. And so the reports tab, which is in the middle, at the top you have your total hours that were tracked, and then you have the percentage of billable hours, and basically that is when you attach a client to your project. So then you can see that in a graph form up here, and then you have pie graph type thing there, and you have a list of all the different projects that you worked on and how long you spent on them and the percentage that they took up. So first of all, for me it was YouTube, and then school, both around 15%, and then food, which isn't actually, I didn't classify that as eating the whole time. That was just like dinner around the table, just talking to friends over food and stuff like that. And then I had rest or reset, which is kind of like a productive break in a way, and like planning and stuff like that. Then I had entertainment, which was around 9%. I kind of did a bit more than I thought I would. And then I had learning, personal, social, spiritual, no project, which was like when you don't add a project to it, and I just had that as when I went out somewhere shopping like that, because, well, I mean, I didn't actually really go out anywhere because of the whole COVID thing, but then I had read, and I had that separate from learning because I actually wanted to see how much time I was reading, because I want to get on top of that at the moment, and exercise, my hobbies, and chores, which was 1%, or 1.5%, but yeah. So I didn't really track my sleep like I said before, so I probably should have done that, and I probably will do that next time. But for this challenge I didn't do that. But yeah, this challenge was only for fun at the start, and it turned out that's not a word. It turned out to be a really good challenge, a really good experiment, and probably something worthwhile for you to do as well. So yeah, sorry I didn't film for any of the other days in this challenge, but I did continue to track my time until Saturday, where I just sat down in my bed and watched YouTube. I usually don't really like to do this because I feel like I'm wasting my time, but the fact that I wasn't being tracked kind of, I don't know, I just felt like doing it. If I had to have gotten one thing out of this challenge, it would be that our time is more precious than we think. We should start to take time away from things that drain our energy and are bad for us, and start putting it towards things that actually matter in our life, like our family and our friends and our hobbies. What truly brings you fulfillment? If you could just spend that half hour more on it, wouldn't that make the difference? If you just put your phone down and turn towards something that you really enjoy doing, you're going to be far more fulfilled than you otherwise would be. I did this challenge because I thought it would be a cool experiment, and I just wanted to do it because it looked kind of cool to do. But by the end of it, I found that there's actually a much greater reason to do it. When you track your time for a week or however long you choose to do it, you actually find what you're prioritizing in your life. Sometimes we prioritize, but our actions don't mirror what we just wrote down. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please smash that like button, and also subscribe if you want more content like this. Also comment below if you have any questions, or if you just want to talk, because that's so good to do just as a community. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.